You see this shirt right here? You see this right here, Billy? Do you see this right here?
I do see it. Yeah.
You see this, right? Is that good? Do I have that on the camera? Is that good enough? Because everybody at home see that? See that Mavs logo? And you see that hashtag right there? What does that say, Billy? Hashtag not a good fit.
Not a good fit here.
Do you know why I'm holding the shirt up right now, Billy?
No, but I'm sure you're going to explain why. The people.
I'm going to explain to you why. Do you see at the bottom of the screen what's scrolling right here at the bottom? You see the points right there?
Yeah.
There's a young man's name on that thing that says Julius Randle, 43 points tonight. And you know, and I say that, and what does Jerry like to say? And I'm being very candid when I say that, Billy.
Yeah,
I'm being very candid. Yeah. Very candid. You know why? Because this guy, when me, Mike Bacsik, and Tomas said the Mavs need to get this guy. Do you know what people within the Mavs fans, people in sports radio had the nerve to tell me?
What they say?
Well, he's not a good fit here. You know, we like what Dwight Powell's doing. We feel like they felt like Dwight Powell was a better fit here. So Julius Randle, the guy that got 43 points tonight, this is what they said when me, Tomas, and Mike Bacsik brought his name up. That's what they said right there. Hashtag not a good fit here. That's what they said.
Was that also because they felt like he was going to take rebounding and scoring away from Luka?
Oh yeah. He getting Luka's way. We can't have. Yeah, he getting Luka's way. No, what did somebody tell me? Man, I look at him, man. That's a scoring machine right there. I don't know how that would fit with Luka. All that scoring he does.
Yeah, because scoring and rebounding is like the last thing this team needs, right? Scoring and rebounding.
Right. And you know what else? What I'm starting to see now, and me and Mike Bacsik peeped this. Now we're starting to see a lot of those people who told us that. Now you know what they start to say? Well, he wasn't playing like this when Of
course, because players aren't allowed to develop. We only
You know, they stay in the same slot. They stay the same.
Except for Luka. Luka's the only one that seems to get better as time progresses. Everybody else is just waiting their time. So yeah. This is sickening. What happened tonight, what I sat there and watched, I sent you guys a message in the middle of the game. I said, he's going for 45. He's going for 45. And I was off by 2 points. Well, I'll tell you what's even more frustrating when I watched the game tonight with Julius Randle, who I think is a tremendous basketball player, by the way.
Hey, Billy, I even asked him in the locker room, how would you feel about doing some home cooking? You know, when he was with the Pelicans and he came here, I asked him, you know, he couldn't answer the question. He gave me a little snicker. He gave me a little snicker and like, you know, I can't answer that.
Yeah.
Like just ask him, you know, the opportunity. Come get some home cooking. You know what you got.
Well, you know, here's the thing. And per the usual, I don't know what the Mavericks are doing here. When players get hot, they stay hot. And you know why they stay hot? Because we do not make adjustments. Walt, I'm telling you what I know. I've never played a minute of NBA basketball. I've never played basketball D1. I haven't played at a collegiate level, okay? Last time I played basketball was high school.
They did make an adjustment, Billy. They kept launching the threes.
Yeah, of course. So, but on the defensive side of the ball, my thing is, even if you're just playing 2K right here, somebody's kicking your ass with the same person. Like I tell you, you hit that select button or whatever the default button is to do a double team and get the ball out of his hands. That's what you do. They just let him go one-on-one all night. Maxey, come get some. Luka, some. KP, come get some. Finney Smith, you want some? Come get some.
Finney Smith, he got invited. He got some VIP treatment at the block party that Nerlens Noel was throwing tonight. Down there in the paint.
And he should be ashamed of himself because I don't think much of Nerlens Noel like that. But so Finney Smith should be ashamed of his damn self.
My last memory of him was him getting a hot dog.
Right.
In the Mavs kitchen that we go to when we go to Mavs games, and we're down there in the Mavs media lunch area.
What was he doing down there?
He went to get a hot dog one time in the middle of a game because the thing is, see, when you go to down there at the Mavs game, when you're covering the games, or whatever, you get a ticket to buy you a meal for $14, right?
Right.
So what that ticket buys you is a meal, and at halftime you get a hot dog for free.
Okay.
So at the time when the hot dog, it was halftime, so this is the time we get the hot dogs, and in comes Nerlens Noel to get a hot dog. And then after that, we traded him to OKC.
Yeah, well, hey, seems like things have been a little upward for him, man. I can't say the same about our center position.
Well, I don't know if we can call these highlights, but let's get over to them. And of course, when we finish the highlights, we'll have that link up for anybody who wants to join the broadcast and talk, recap the game with us.
Yeah, we definitely need to hear from the people tonight because I'm seeing a lot of people who are pretty fired up. Someone says Luka did a Houdini act in the fourth quarter, but be careful saying that because
hold on,
come for you. They'll come for you. Be careful.
Wait a minute. Let's see what we got here. Oh, there's one of there's two of the of his 43 tonight.
Yeah, only 41 left to go. We should be able to make it through it.
Oh, Dodo. Dorian Finney Smith. Just he gave me 13 points tonight, 35 minutes. It's just not gonna cut it.
Yeah, I've been telling you, Walt. Yeah, so while the highlights are going, I mean, I don't even think we need to really do a whole bunch of color commentary on these highlights. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. The people watched it; they saw the debacle that took place tonight. Here's the deal, Walt. We were going back and forth with our guy Tovash at Tovash10 on Twitter.
Great Twitter account, really great Twitter account.
Go ahead and make sure you follow that account at Tovash10. When you go over there, make sure that you're following what this guy's telling us. Now, he was telling us internally as we were going back and forth throughout the game that the Mavericks, we couldn't necessarily judge them on a 24-hour scale and that type of thing. And I understood where he's coming from. But, I've been watching this team for the past week. This team has not looked good.
Hey, listen, they got worse every game to me.
I'd agree with you.
They've gotten worse every game.
It's not there defensively. They look very, very bad defensively. Nobody can get in front of the ball. Nobody can stop the ball. Like I say, and this was my concern.
I mean, look at this guy. Derrick Rose is hitting threes.
Yeah, I mean, and I like Derrick Rose, but I mean, he's not MVP Rose that he used to be. But you don't have to be against this team, man. We cannot stop penetrating guards. We can't stop big men. If we're not outscoring guys, we're not going to win basketball games. I know that sounds very cliche, but I mean,
I'll tell you this though. The Knicks play hella defense, and I think their defense is like top, and they're like top up there in defense.
Yeah, they're like in the top 10. I think they said they have the best field goal percentage defense in the league. I think they hold teams at like 44% shooting. And they held the Mavericks below that tonight. I think the Mavericks finished like 41% shooting tonight. Might have been getting lower than that. But they steadily jack up those threes. We're going to get that percentage up. We're going to keep jacking up those threes.
We're going to get those threes. You better believe that, pal.
We're going to get those threes off, and we're going to keep.
We're going to get some step back jack action, all that going. Better believe it, pal.
Look at
this here. Look at this here. Bullock from the Knicks, what did he give you tonight? Reggie Bullock gave you 11 points. RJ Barrett gave you 24 points. And Derrick Rose gave you a quiet 15. I didn't even realize he had that many points.
Yeah, well,
Ooh, there that man goes right there.
That's because 30 kept busting us in the head, man. That's why.
And whose idea was to put Luka on Julius Randle? Who thought that was an okay idea?
I don't know, man.
Here we go again.
The people at home couldn't see that picture that I sent you guys in the text thread, but maybe we need to go ahead and get him out there. He's about the only defender that's available right now. We need to go ahead and get Mr. What is that damn last name? What's the last name of the defense attorney in the George Floyd? Eric Nelson. We need
Eric Nelson. Oh, okay.
We
big stops with the slam down.
He'll make sure everything gets defended. And
look at this D they putting on Luka. They playing hella D. Luka is getting some shots off, but they playing hella D on Luka tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you know what? What will happen?
Look at this right here. Here we go. Here we go right there. There's another one.
Yeah.
There's another one.
They're just doing whatever the hell they want to do.
Step back jack. There it is. Step back jack action.
We had the lead at one point, man. Just like late in the third quarter, and then
man, come on, man. He just taking circuit shots out there now.
When you're in the zone, Walt, that you know how it is, man. When you're playing basketball, you get in the zone, man. That rim looks like the ocean. Man. You're just dropping up things.
Hey, when that fish grease is high, you got to put that fish in the grease and let it cook, baby. Gotta let it cook. Just let that thing fry.
That's exactly what they did with Julius Randle tonight. Shout out to the Knicks for going to their hot player and keeping the ball in his hand. They knew that the Mavericks didn't have a matchup for him tonight, and they just wore it out. They went to it over and over and over and over again. Just average.
I thought it was it sprinkled. It sprinkled for a second at the AAC. Just a little drip, just a little drip, just a little drizzle, just a little drizzle, just a little drizzle. Taylor, I don't know if you heard this, but I saw that I watched that report. The Knicks they like Jalen Brunson.
Oh yeah, I saw that earlier.
Yeah, they like Jalen Brunson
this year.
I didn't realize I thought he had another year, but I didn't realize he's a free agent this year.
No, I didn't know that either. I thought he had at least one more year on his contract.
I thought he had one more year. He's a free agent after this summer. Boy, you better get ready to pay some money.
Well, it depends on what you're going to let him do. You're not going to start here. I think you should. You could, but, I don't think they're going to do that. I mean.
There's that block party. There's the block party that, Dodo got VIP treatment. They said, come on in. We got you.
But you know what, though? I'll say this, man. I think it's important to point this out about Dodo, man. At least he was playing with energy and effort, man. He was trying to go send it down. That would have been a momentum shifter. Unfortunately, with it being a block, it didn't work out that way. But, I mean, I like the effort. At least he was trying to go in and change what had been going on. Mavericks, it just didn't look good tonight, man.
There goes the guy who's doing well tonight. There goes the guy who's doing well. Big Stop Porzingis. I'm not even mad at Big Stop tonight. Big Stop did his thing.
Well, you can't be. I mean, he did what he did.
He's another guy who played with some energy tonight.
The problem is you can't have an 11, 12 guy rotation out there, man.
Here we go. Look at this.
And only
look at this.
3 guys.
Here goes my guy Big Stop. Big Stop support. That's two. That's 2 dubs back to back. Pouring it down.
A game's over.
The last minute 3.
Just what a disappointment.
Oh,
look at how disappointment this team is. Our guy John wants to know if Dwight Powell played tonight because he couldn't tell if he did. Did Dwight Powell get in the game? I thought I saw him. I know he did because he got a.
He played 10 minutes and gave 2 rebounds and 0 points.
After giving me 15 and 8, or I'm sorry, what was it? 12 and 8 and 15 minutes the other night. So there goes the inconsistencies that I'm telling you about, man. Your man Tim Hardaway Jr. started off hot. Second half didn't give me anything. They got to find some consistency, man. Finished 13 points, 5 of 12, 7 rebounds, 13 points, 7 rebounds for him over the course of 35 minutes of playing time. That's for him. That's not bad. Well, I'll be one to make the announcement to the people, man. This Mavericks team is in trouble right now.
No, Billy.
They're in trouble.
No, say it isn't so.
They're in trouble because the energy. We're going back to what we were dealing with earlier in the season when we were talking about the energy wasn't high. It looked like they were real lethargic and everything. John, another great point here. Don't forget about Josh Richardson. Josh Richardson, I don't know what's gotten into him lately. Like, he's wearing those kick doors for real, man. He looks slow, sluggish. He doesn't have any elevation. I don't know.
He got a steal and put the ball up and missed it. I was like, what the hell?
That's because he's not really a shooter, man. He's not a real shooting guard. He's a 2-guard by position, and I guess maybe he's not a shooter. Shooting guards are supposed to be able to shoot the ball.
Well, I tell you what, the good times are rolling, Billy, because joining us right now is a man who is a big-time Mavericks fan, and he may have been part of the people that didn't want Julius Randle here. So when he comes on the screen, I'm gonna make sure he sees this and make sure he knows. I make sure he feels the wrath. Because joining us right now is Mr. at EA Sports DFW right there. You see that right there, Mr. Zion? That's for Julius Randle. Remember that guy? Remember he wasn't a good fit here, and now he's balling. Remember that guy?
I do. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty good.
Oh, he's pretty good.
But the problem is he didn't want to come here.
That's what they told. That's what they told me, guys. He's not a good fit here.
He didn't want to come here. That's a different story. Hey, my phone's about to die, and I don't know why. It's at 1%, so I'm just gonna make this quick. We'll be lucky to make the play-in.
Oh, whoa! Breaking news from Mr. Azad.
With the way they're playing, he's 100% right. I agree with that.
Wow.
The number I just tweeted my Grace Conkle from People's Tweeter. Mavericks guy, go follow him. He's awesome. Follow. I mean, the Mavericks, just their offensive numbers have just been flat. You know what's the funny thing is that they just can't. They can get back, but they're not consistent enough. Like Billy was saying earlier, they're not consistent. They'll get there and then they'll just fall apart. They don't have it to where they can go from coast to coast, stay there, and be a dominant team. So I'm a little worried about the playoffs now. So what's the point? If they can't against teams like the Knicks and the Memphis Grizzlies, if they're going to struggle, what's going to happen when they go against the Clippers or the Lakers or the Denver Nuggets? What's going to happen then? The role players really do need to step up.
Hey, Mr. Zai, you got to make the playoffs. You know why? And you have to play the playoffs. You know why? Because we gave up all our draft picks. That's why. You got to play in the playoffs. We don't have any draft picks.
Well, we're going to do something about that in the offseason. We'll fix it. I'll talk to my guy, Donnie. I'm going to go talk to Donnie. And see
I don't want you anywhere near Donnie. I don't need you anywhere near Donnie. Don't worry about that.
Why not? I'll take it.
No, because see, you like to quote Mike Peasley and say guys like Andre Drummond aren't good fit here. Don't worry about that. Me and him are good. When I got him, Lucas, so we're good. You know, you got to go. You got to go. You got to go. You out of here. You out of here with that one.
Later, man.
Hold on. Here goes one of my favorite. Okay, here goes one of my favorite guys right here. The Kendrick. Okay, the Kendrick is joining the podcast right here.
Name like that.
This is my guy. Hold on. I gotta make sure you see this, man. I gotta make sure you see this. You see that right there, Kendrick? You see that?
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it.
You know what this is? You know what this is right here, Kendrick? This is what people at the Mavs and people who do mass media told me about Julius Randle. They said hashtag not a good fit here. That's what they told me. Mike Bacsik and told about bringing Julius Randle here. That's what they said right there.
Oh yeah, but they said Dwight Powell and Maxi Cleveland were better.
Yeah.
They said, they better fits. They know they can shoot. They can shoot the three.
Yeah.
Either way, Julius Randle looked like he couldn't miss a three when he was shooting. I guess he wanted. It was kind of funny because I saw a picture of Mark Cuban. They showed Julius Randle. He was shooting a free throw, and Mark Cuban was like he was on the baseline. He had his mask on, but he had that sad look on his face, like man.
Man. Yeah, he had that sad look, like we should have got you. We should have went and got him. We should have went and got him when we had the chance.
And I got news. I don't know who the other guy was talking about. Well, he was saying that Julius Randle. I know Julius Randle. I know his family. He wanted to come here.
Oh, I know.
He wanted to come here.
Kendrick, when he was with the Pelicans, I asked him a question in the locker room in front of everybody. I said, how would you like to come home and play? How would it feel to come home and play in your home state? He gave you, I can't answer that, but he gave me a look like, I would want to.
Yeah, I know his kinfolk. They told me he wanted to come here. He had no problem, none of the distraction. He wanted to come back and play because this is his favorite team.
Yeah. That you know what, man? Let me say this real quick. Let me just jump in here, man. I don't always buy this whole thing that athletes don't want to play in their hometown. I understand the things that happen as far as the people being worrisome, the family, and all that stuff. But every guy wants to play for the team they grew up rooting for, man. That's just sports, period. And so,
listen, Julius know how to say no. If you know what I'm saying. you know how to say it, you know.
I mean, this is what's frustrating about Dallas sports as a whole, and then in particular the Mavericks, man. You have good guys. You got to stop sitting here making up this excuse that, oh, this person, he's not going to fit in this. It's about talent acquisition. Get good basketball players. Let your coach figure out where to play them, how to play them, and win games. There's a lack of talent. There's a guy on the other team that kicked your ass all night long, and you could have had him on your team, but you chose to take two lesser players because you felt like they were better 3-point shooters, and you know, you can't even say it's not a cultural fit. He's a good guy.
And why? Because what's he going to offend Luka or KP?
They
don't get to touch the ball as much.
Yeah, he's gonna score a lot of points, and we can't have that here.
You don't need that. You don't need that 20 and 10 on this team.
No.
You just have Dwight in his big bag and Max in his other bag and Kick Doors in his bag running around there.
How on earth would you want somebody that could give you, 25 and 12 on any given night? That doesn't make sense.
A big man can actually give you a triple-double.
Yeah. But
in high school, Jules was handling the ball in high school as a point guard.
Yeah, he's a point guard here in Dallas.
Yeah, that's very good. So
only people we want to get having triple doubles down here is Luka Doncic. That's it. If it's not him, it shouldn't be happening. Period.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna give up worse than best tonight.
Okay.
Best. I'm gonna say best is Dodo.
What?
He actually the only person that played. I mean, he best is Dodo. He played with energy. Yeah, he got a bad matchup on Julius, but he played with energy, fight for rebounds.
But before you go on real quick, I want to let you know something. We might be about to have a big time guest join here on the podcast, on the post game show here, Billy. I want to prepare you for what we about to happen here. I want to prepare you. We might be about to have a big time guest.
Okay, all right. I'm excited about it.
Kendrick, go ahead.
Also, worst Mav, the head coach. Because anytime you want to start out the C team in the fourth quarter, thinking, and then looking shocked while you clap your hands, wondering why the lead went from 4 to 12. Well, that's the game, right? How much they lose by tonight?
Hold on.
How much they lose?
Hold on. I'll get here on the screen for you. 109 to 117.
Yeah, okay, 12. That was the game right there. There was no way you can come back in that game. Luka or KP or both have to be on the floor. You can't. They're not talented enough a team to have them both off the floor, especially in the fourth quarter.
And that's why I don't understand. If you can't do that in a quarter, how the hell can you do that for a whole damn basketball game?
Yeah, I don't get it. But hey, Rick Carlisle's from Virginia. He played with Ralph Sampson and Larry Bird. He's quick to tell you he's smarter than you. But anyway, fellas, I got to get up here, man, because I got to head to work.
All right, man. Hey, appreciate you joining us tonight.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one.
Billy, I'll tell you who I think the best man was on the floor tonight and who was the worst. I'll tell you who the best to me. Kristaps Porzingis. That's who the best man on the floor. Big Stops is the best. And worse, I'm probably gonna give it to Kick Doors.
Yeah, he was terrible tonight. He was god awful. And I like Josh Richardson. I really do. I stood by him. I still stand by him. I'm not gonna quit on him, man. But he's got to give us more, man. I don't know what's going on. It's something that's not registering with this team right now, man. They come out. I don't understand. I don't buy this whole thing. I heard Harper.
Look how pathetic this is, Billy.
What are we
Only 2 people talked tonight. Only 2 people. Do you know who the 2 people are that talked tonight?
I'm assuming one of them is Rick.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I'm gonna go ahead and just say it's Luka.
Nope.
Who was it? Finney Smith. Oh, Finney Smith.
That's exactly who it is. That's it. We only got Rick Carlisle and Dodo tonight.
Well, there you go. We can talk about.
Oh my God! I cannot believe this. I tell you what, this is gonna be a quick post game show tonight. I tell you that much.
Well,
let me just download this in.
Comments, from what I see, we have a very, very big name coming through right here that wants to get in on this. wants to spew some probably some type of some knowledge. So we need to take that in. We need to get that to the people.
We'll be on standby for that, but let me download this real quick. This post game interview from Rick Carlisle, because that's all we got tonight, folks. I'm sorry. The Dallas Mavericks said tonight after losing the Knicks, they said, you know what, we only going to send Dodo out there to talk. That's what they did.
Isn't it a requirement that you're? But isn't it a requirement, media requirement that your quote unquote star players have to talk, or is that just like
it's supposed to be, but you know, I think they've done enough to where they can skip out if they wanted to.
Oh, okay. There's not really much to say anyway.
Not a whole lot at all. Not a whole lot at all. I mean, a guy who you didn't want pretty much cooked you tonight.
That has to be the most frustrating thing when you know that you had an opportunity to go get him, you didn't, and then he comes.
Let's get over there to this one and hear what Rick Carlisle's got to say for his comments here.
The start to the game really hurt us. A 9-point deficit at the end of the first was a big hole. Very physical game. At times we matched the physicality that was necessary, but a lot of the time we were unable to do it, and so it's a difficult result.
Brad?
Rick, you noted before the game that Randle likes coming home to play. Why were you guys pretty successful in New York and slowing him, and as opposed to tonight? Why weren't you as successful tonight?
Well, he got going early tonight. I think he may have hit one shot early, and then we were able to keep him at bay. It was a team effort. I can't tell you all the exact reasons, but they came out with a real physical presence that and carried it through the game, and he's a big part of that. And look, when his shot making is like it was tonight, I mean, it's just very, very difficult. But we needed to do more to make it harder on their whole team. I mean, they shot over 51%, and they shot 50% from three. So we just didn't take really much of anything away.
Anybody else? Okay, thanks, Coach.
Damn, even that was quick.
Nothing to talk about, man.
Yeah, that was quick. Even that was quick.
What a disappointment. We stay up late. The Mavericks I feel like they owe me an apology. Okay, I stay up late. I stay committed to this thing, and then this is what they do.
Oh man.
But credit to the Knicks though, Walt. I mean, I don't want to poo-poo the Knicks like they're a bad basketball team. This team, I think we're just accustomed to the Knicks just being so terrible. But these guys have won 5 games in a row. They came in playing good basketball, and the Mavericks. I'm not gonna say the Mavericks slept on them, but just something is not registering with this team. It's not clicking right now. If I'm not mistaken, we've lost four of the last 5?
Yeah, the only game you won. Well, no, you won 2. You beat Milwaukee and you beat Memphis. You lost to Memphis, the Spurs.
No, you beat Memphis. You lost to Spurs. You lost
Houston. I didn't mean Memphis.
Yeah, you lost to the Rockets, the Spurs, the Sixers, and now the Knicks.
Yep.
So you lost 4 of the last 6. In a race where you're trying to get out of the play-in, you're literally a game behind Portland, and you give up a game like this. Well, this is what I was telling you earlier, and we also spoke about this last night on bFb in the studio. I said, man, it's about leadership. at Tovash 10, he told us, he was like, man, Luka's got to step up and he's got to be more of a leader. And I sent you guys that message earlier. It was like, hey, whoever the leader is on the team, whether it's Luka, KP, whoever you want to consider the leader, they got to pull this team aside and say, hey, man, we're not getting it done. We can't just keep coming out here putting forth these type of efforts, man, and losing, because we're going to find ourselves on the outside looking in.
What do you think's going on over there, Billy?
A whole bunch of nothing. A whole bunch of practices and trick shots and all that stuff, but nobody's doing anything meaningful. Like, I can't get excited about a Luka trick shot, as great as it was, and we saw it, got all this press and all that stuff, man. What about in the game? What
Billy,
about when it matters?
Billy, I have breaking news right now, okay?
Oh.
We got a very special guest right now joining us right here on the Mavs Post Game Show, okay? This guy here is about to let loose, and I know it's coming. Because I'm gonna get my shirt ready because I want him to see this, okay? I want him to see this shirt when he comes on the screen, because joining the broadcast right now, guys, you hear him every day on 105.3 The Fan on the K&C Masterpiece. Make sure you put that M in there, get that and out. It's MC Masterpiece, which stands for Mike effing Bacsik. And Mike, I need you to see my shirt right here. You see this right here? K&C Masterpiece. Make sure you put that M in there, get that and out. It's MC. You see that? You see that, Mike? This is what they told us about Julius Randle. This is what they said to us about him. Remember that? Right here. You see this right here?
I do see it. And
go ahead.
It's just sad. Kevin on our show says this, and it's really playing out to be true. And I hope this offseason it changes. But, Mark Cuban, Donnie Nelson, and Rick Carlisle have gone a decade now without winning a playoff series.
Yeah.
I believe there's only like 2 or 3 other franchises that have gone 10 years like this, doing it like this. And Kevin has more of that there. But, think about this, Mavs fans. When we won the championship and beat the Miami Heat, that's the last time that this group has won a playoff series. I know that we love that, and we love Dirk, and we love all these things. But, when you watch Julius Randle in New Orleans given 20 and 9 and 3, and he's 24 years old, and he has on that team, Anthony Davis kind of sat out that year on him. He played like half the season because he didn't want to be there anymore, and he knew where he was going. But you also had Drew Holiday on that team. So a 24-year-old dude who had a major knee injury, misses his rookie year, comes back the next year playing in the NBA for the first time on a knee that he's rehabbing, and then you see major improvement. Byron Scott screwed him over by being an asshole and saying that he's like soft and not given. And I'll tell you what, I think stupidly, Mark and all of Mark Cuban's people underneath him just was like, well, if Byron Scott says it, then we're never going to have anything to do with that guy the rest of in our franchise. And so we have an organization here led by Mark Cuban and Donnie Nelson and Rick Carlisle, who for a decade now have been at best you could say, achieving franchise.
Mike, I just want to point this out, okay? I've heard, and Gavin Dawson said this to me, and I've gone back and forth with him about this. He gives me that comment. Well, Rick's the best. EA does it too. Well, Rick's the best at turning something into nothing. And I'm like, well, what's the something? We ain't done nothing. What the nothing? What have we done?
That dumbass thought Dwight Powell was a good basketball player. We were in 25 games. Shit. Let's go get Naz Reid from Minnesota. That dumbass gets about 8 points and 8 rebounds on a horse shit team too. That doesn't mean he's worth $12 million.
And you bring up an extra point because just a few minutes ago, EA made the comment, well, they're not going to make the playoffs. Well, at this point, you got to make the playoffs. We don't have any draft picks. We gave them all away.
Oh, we'll make the play-in. We're going to be in the 7 through 10 matchup. That's really not even at stake because New Orleans is the 11 seed right now, and they're 5 games under 500. So the Mavericks would pretty much have to go. I don't know how many games are left. 18. They'd have to go 5-13 to possibly miss this, and they're going to do better than 5-13. So we're going to be in a play-in situation. We just saw Luka had to hit a crazy shot to beat Memphis.
Yeah.
Curry right now is cooking. Now, who knows how hot Curry's going to be in the playoffs in this play-in situation, but maybe the best thing for Mark and Rick, and I guess I'll include Donnie Nelson. I don't even know how much Donnie Nelson actually does, but I'll just say they got to wake their asses up. Maxi Kleber is not an NBA starter. He's a nice 20 minutes off the bench guy. Dorian Finney Smith should never play the last 5 minutes of an NBA basketball game if you're actually a winning team, but he is the best. He's way better than Josh Green. He's better than Tyler Bay. He's better than the trash on our bench. So I get why he has to play, but like, wake up, man. And maybe the best thing to wake them up is to get our asses kicked in the play-in series. And really, I mean, I know that I was on Knicks, watching them early in their post-game, kind of YouTube thing one of their guys does.
Yeah.
And, they were like, Luka's a whiner, KP sucks, this and that. I'll tell you what, Luka whines way too much to the refs. You know what Luka needs to do? And I hate to say this, but, Kobe did it later in his career because he tried to get to the Dallas Mavericks. He was so pissed off at where they were at for a couple of years. Is you know what? Tell Mark and make it public. If this shit don't change, I want out.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I agree with that 100%.
Well, Mike, we got a question for you here from Bobby Jones. He says, Mike, what can they do to get a wake-up call?
This Maverick team right now?
Yeah.
It's tough because, think about in the playoff to Bobby. Luka's got to get you 40 and 15 to beat good teams in a playoff game.
That's tough.
That's what he did against the Clippers in the games we win. Like he's got to be Jordan against the Celtics in '86. He's got to do like crazy LeBron-ass stuff against Detroit and score 23 points in a row. That's what Luka's carrying right here. He has to do Jordan-like, LeBron-like, Magic Johnson against the Sixers with Kareem out in the finals. Like, he's got to pretty much be 40 points, 4 or less turnovers, and 10-plus assists. And if he was on a good team, I know he wouldn't get 18 a night, right? Tonight was, 18. If Luka was actually on a good team with good scoring options, I think he would average 12 or 13 assists a night and get some injury to get 20 assists. I think that's what he wants to be. But he plays on such a horseshit team that he looks at his teammates and goes, all right, dumbasses, I guess I'll go try to get 35 tonight because you guys suck.
Right. What you're asking Luka to do is, to your point, Mike, you're asking him to be perfect. And that's unfair. That's very unfair. Asking him to go out and be perfect every night. You can only have, like say 5 or less turnovers. You're asking him to handle the ball all game, but don't turn it over. Oh, yeah, give me 30 points. Oh, yeah, give me 15 assists. Also, go ahead and help me on the glass. Give me 8-9 rebounds. And anything short of that, we don't stand a chance. That's not winning basketball. That's not how this team is going to do. Or that's what they're asking him to do, and that's not a formula for success at all.
You're asking him to be Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant right now. Is what you're asking him to do.
Yeah, let's be honest. That's what he has to be.
Yeah.
LeBron, throw them all in there. LeBron too. You got to. He's got to be that right now. So Mike, Billy is demanding to apologize from the Mavericks right now because right now Rick Carlisle and Dorian Finney Smith are the only 2 people who came to the microphone after the game tonight. Nobody else wanted to do post-game interviews tonight except Rick Carlisle. And not only did Rick Carlisle do it was very short.
Man, how's Dorian Finney Smith doing with Spalding tattooed on his forehead after Nerlens Noel blocked his shit?
Yeah, well, he got VIP treatment at that block party Nerlens Noel was having tonight. They let him right in. They said, "Come on, right in through. We got you. We got you, Mr. Finney Smith, right here, right this way."
And you talk about this, guys. What's sad is we can't use Nerlens Noel. Like, I know that thank God we didn't give him like 4 years and $80 million. I know like that would have been a major mistake and a major hit to the franchise for a while. But like, we're not good talent evaluators. I'm going to give all the credit in the world to getting Luka. You got like the next great player in this NBA. But
you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome for that. You're welcome for that. You're welcome for that. That is a me and Donnie move right there. I told him to move up in the draft to get him, and he moved up in the draft to get him. You know what, Mike, and people probably take that lightly, but I guarantee you, if I probably had told Donnie Nelson to move up, I think they would have stayed at 5 and thought they would get Luka. I bet you.
Well, I don't, the thing is this season is what it is. It did not, there's still time, but I don't think there's really going to be much more improvement from what we see. They're going to be in the play-in situation. I think that they can win one of those games, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they lost both of them, but then you're going to get your probably ass kicked in the first round. And so there wasn't much improvement from last year to this year. Right. But will the Mavs just say, oh, but Porzingis is going to be more healthy next year? Porzingis, like, I don't know. Like, are we just going to sit here and act like Dorian Finney Smith can actually play on a good team, quality minutes? Like,
Mike.
You talked about Finney Smith getting that spot and put on his head. He got some of that 43 tonight. He got a lot of that 43 tonight that Julius Randle put up, Billy.
It's not his fault. He's not good enough to be in these games.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I've been talking about upgrading Dorian Finney Smith, and I don't want to bash on him all night because it's not his fault, but it's more of an indictment. It's more of an indictment on the Mavericks as far as, like you said, the talent evaluation, man. Is that the best that you put on the floor? Like all these guys out here, everybody that's available, that's the best that you can put on the floor is Dorian Finney Smith. And you got him playing in the last 5 minutes. He can't hit big shots when you need him to. I mean, I don't understand. It's like you're playing 5-on-4 out there with him. And then, other guys, Maxey's not hitting shots. I mean, then it's 5-on-3. So it's like, what are we doing? I don't know what the plan is with the Mavericks. I want a clear answer as to what the plan is. What are we trying to do here?
Mike, I'm about to give you I'm about to give you a lot of big kudos right here because you talked about this on your show, and I heard you say this, okay? About is Mark Cuban turning into Jerry Jones. And I'm going to tell you why I feel like that is. You see, Mark Cuban still believes in his head that you can just put anybody around great players and win in today's NBA. He doesn't understand you need shooters and you need certain people to be on this team. When you look at that roster, that same roster is reminiscent of the 2011 team. He still has that mentality. Oh, I got Luka. I can just put whatever around Luka and we can win. And that's just not how today's NBA is.
Yeah, the other thing too is, with Mark Cuban and Jerry Jones is you can't lose money owning a franchise anymore because of the TV contracts you get. So getting people to show up to the games I've talked to Broadus about this, he knows the inside workings too. He's like, that's just extra gravy. Like that's just extra. That's dessert. You already got your meal. You already got everything through the TV and advertising. So, it used to be when you owned a team, if people don't show up, I'm going to lose money or I'm going to have to sell this team because I can't go through only 5,000 people showing up for a basketball game. It's going to hurt too much. But TV, that it takes that away. So I don't know Mark Cuban and Jerry. I don't know how motivated Mark is anymore. I think I'm going to be honest. I'm president of the United States, and I don't, but I think that's on the back of his mind. And I think there's so many businesses and technologies that he cares about. And so when I look at this and I think of this, I'm like, he is not evaluating talent in the NBA for a living. I don't know if Donnie is evaluating talent in the NBA for a living. And so if nobody's doing that, but they're all making the major decisions, we see what Steven and Jerry do. I mean, Steven and Jerry like to party. They like to hang out. They like owning a franchise. They like money. They like negotiating. But you know what they don't like doing? They don't like sitting down for 8 hours a day and evaluating talent. Yeah. And so what Will McClay does, but Will McClay is just like a sounding board. And so I don't know who does that for the Mavericks, but that person's not making major decisions. And so it worries me that Luka is going to grow tired of this. And he played in Real Madrid, man. He didn't play in some podunk Greek town. Like I've talked to Chris Owens about it. Like Greek Freak wasn't playing in real like it was C-level professional basketball. Dirk was like in C-B level professional basketball.
Right.
You know, so like I don't know, man. It's frustrating tonight. It's been frustrating for over a week now, and I just don't see the improvement. And if Cuban and Nelson and Rick think that Dorian Finney Smith's going to turn into Trevor Ariza or Robert Horry or something like that, man, pull your head out of your ass and watch some basketball and watch what other players do around the league. And Dorian Finney Smith is a nice 10 to max 20-minute a guy off the bench, and you like him in that role. But we overexpose the 10 to 20-minute guys and try to get 25 to 30 out of them, and it's just gross at times to watch.
Yeah. I said all the time,
Go ahead.
Look at Finney Smith's numbers, 30, 35 minutes a night, and then gives you like 8 points. It's like, man, what are we doing? Like, that does not make sense. You have to upgrade that position somewhere. You have to. This offseason, if they don't do anything, then I'll just have to assume the Mavericks aren't serious about trying to win, because you got to upgrade that position. You also have to upgrade the position where Josh Richardson is. You know, I'm a Josh Richardson guy. I like him, but he has not played well.
You only like his shoes.
Yeah, no, well, that too, but no, he hasn't been playing well at all lately, man. I mean, he can't hit a shot. You know, it's just not there, man. You got two guys in your starting lineup that aren't giving you anything.
Yeah.
So
if somehow we could play like pickup basketball where Tim Hardaway Jr. can run on offense, then run off the court, and Richardson can run on the court for his spot on defense, you have a nice player.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though. The thing that made Maxey and Dodo good to me last season was the person that they traded away, and that was Seth Curry. I think Seth Curry opened up the floor for those two. And now that he's not there, that floor don't open up for them, because he was a problem on the floor. Like, you had to, when he had the ball in his hand, you had to kind of rotate. Finney Smith guy had to kind of rotate, or Maxey guy had to rotate over to come get Seth Curry. That would leave Dodo wide open to knock down those threes.
Yeah, those corner threes, yeah. You're 100% right.
I also wonder this too, Walt, with this year. I think teams take the Mavs more seriously. We have to remember last year, a lot of those regular season wins, and I'm glad they all count, but you were playing a 50-loss team when you were playing the Dallas Mavericks last year. Now, Luka makes the shot against the Clippers. Luka is the leading candidate for MVP. You're on national TV for 20% of your games. Now other teams are like, oh, let's show out against the Mavs. The Mavs are a team we want to play and we want to beat. Now all of a sudden there's more pressure on these guys, and they're not good enough. It's not Dorian Finney-Smith's an NBA basketball player. Kleba's an NBA basketball player. What they are is, I would say, Kleba's an 8th guy on a good team. Dorian Finney-Smith's a 9th guy on a good team. But we're playing our 8th and 9th guys as our 3rd and 4th best guys. And that's the problem is I don't think Mark Cuban knows that. And I don't think anybody's there to check him.
No, and I'll tell you what, if you go back to listen to J.J. Redick's comments, he said, when I talked to Mark Cuban, I told him such and such. So it wasn't Donnie who, I'm guessing it wasn't Donnie who made that deal. It might have been Cuban. But real quick before we let you go, you know, Billy has been adamant that Kristaps Porzingis has been the best Maverick on the floor for the past couple of games. Do you agree with that statement?
Well, not the past couple of games, over the past couple of weeks. I would say dating back to last week, before they start playing like trash over this past week, I thought you could make an argument that he had been like the best player on the floor.
I mean, even with them playing like trash, he's still giving you his numbers. He's still doing his part.
Yeah, but they were kind of winning back then too. I mean, that's why. But now it looks worse. But yeah, go ahead.
So I won't disagree too much, even though I think it's hard to ever say that he's better than Luka ever. But I'm going to just take you to this Knicks series when he played like crap in Madison Square Garden again, and he got off to a horrible start tonight. At the end of the day, he had his numbers, but if he shits his pants against the New York Knicks, what is he going to do when he has to play in a real playoff game on the road with 20,000 people there? I think he's mentally weak. I think he's soft. I know my brother Chris Owens likes him, but I think when we play real playoff basketball, this is why we have to get rid of Porzingis this offseason. And when I say get rid of him, we have to get something back. I'm not saying dump him. He's a good player in the NBA, but I'm afraid he's going to be a shit in his pants type of player in the playoffs when it's real playoffs, when it's 20,000 people on the road, when you have to go play the Lakers or you have to go to Utah. Like, do you remember how hard Utah fans were on Dirk? Porzingis might fake an injury if that happens.
Well, oh, you mean that wrist? You mean that wrist that he had to sit out for a couple weeks ago? That was hurt back in what was that, Billy? Was that February, January? They think they might have hurt.
Wasn't it just a couple of weeks ago, really? Yeah.
Yeah, but they said when he had to sit out, they say, well, it was an injury back from a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And we want to take a look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't buy any of that stuff, man. But no, you're 100% right, man. I'm concerned about that. It's going to be tough if they do move KP. They're going to have to try to get something back. Good luck with that.
I just want a draft pick back. Just give me a draft pick back. I need a draft pick back.
Good luck.
Well, I will say this: if Atlanta, and look, he has injury history too. I get scared about Collins' injury history, and I wouldn't do it straight up because I do think if they're both healthy, Porzingis is a better player than John Collins, okay? But if I can get – this is probably too much, right? Because I'm on the Mavs side here trying to get too much. If I can get John Collins and I can get DeAndre Hunter, I'll do it in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah, from Villanova.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's from Virginia. He hit the shot against.
Oh yeah, Virginia. Yeah, you're right.
He's averaging about 15 to 17. He's 21, 22 years old. I think 22 because he came out after his junior year. So
yeah, he was on that team with Kyle Guy and Ty Jerome.
But now we get a 6'8" wing guy to replace Dorian Finney Smith. He can go to the bench and back him up. John Collins can take the spot of Porzingis. Here's the other thing too. Let Tim Hardaway Jr. walk because I can't have him eat up my cap space. I got $30 million. Yeah. I want to use that $30 million on a better player than Tim Hardaway Jr. I don't want to get rid of Tim Hardaway Jr., but if I sign Hardaway Jr. to let's just say $15 million, I'm now down to $15 million left in free agency, and I don't know what I can really get with $15 million.
Yeah.
So I look at it and go, can I get Hunter to replace Finney? Can I get Collins to replace Porzingis? And then can I do in free agency go get somebody? I don't even know. This is a bad free agent class because, in my mind, the guys I go to, there are three guys. He's 36 years old, Kyle Lowry. There's 32-year-old DeMar DeRozan, who I think is way better than Tim Hardaway Jr., but limited in floor spacing. And then I go to Victor Oladipo, who I don't know, man. That dude has up and down career, so I don't know how much I want to commit to him. But, I don't know, man. It's going to be a tough offseason.
They're going to have to get creative somehow, man. And it's crazy because they finally have money to spend, but there's nothing to spend money on. So it's like, what the hell? I don't know, man. I grow frustrated dealing with this type of thing with the Mavericks.
The thing is, Billy, I don't think Porzingis – I think Porzingis would rather be – Gavin Dawson said this, and I agree. I think Porzingis would rather be the best player on a bad team than the number 2 or number 3 guy on a good team. I think he's about himself. I think that he likes putting up 25 and 10 or even more. And I don't know if he wants to even accept being the second or third guy on a great team at this point.
That's the same thing Billy said a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we've said that before, man. I think KP, man, I think KP feels like he's an alpha, man. And, he has the ability to be that, but it's hard to come over here and play second fiddle to Luka, especially given the fact that you're not going to get credit when things go bad. They're going to say, KP, oh, it's you're not doing enough. And when you do good, they're still going to give the credit to Luka. And some of those guys, they're just not wired that way. KP just very well might be one of those guys that feels like, to your point, I want to be my own man on my own team, as opposed to playing, second fiddle, play Robin to Luka's Batman. And maybe that's what's going on. I mean, who knows, man?
I mean, when you think about it last season when Luka was out, KP balled last season. He balled. He balled like a mofo.
He'll lead the team to 30 wins. It's just those other 52.
Even know that.
Mike, man, thank you for joining us, man. We're gonna let you enjoy your evening. Man, appreciate you joining us, man. We always love it. You welcome on here anytime you want to, man. You got an open pass. You got an open access anytime you want.
Just remember, you're my therapy for nights like this.
Appreciate it, Mike, man. Take care.
All right. Take care of yourself, man.
See you guys.
All right.
Oh, man. I mean, you heard it right there from Mike, man. You heard it right there from Mike, man.
It's the truth, man. You know what, man? He brought up a very valid point when he said that the Mavericks or teams are starting to take the Mavericks more seriously, and that tends to happen. When you're a team that's not really good and you're out there and you're playing, you can sneak up on guys and you can sneak attack them and you can play loose because there's no expectations. Well, going into this season with the return of KP and then Luka being a preseason MVP candidate, and all the expectations based on what they saw last year. See, the thing that happened was with the Mavericks playing the Clippers last year, the way they did and playing them tough, and then people saw Luka got injured and they saw KP got injured. And so now the expectation is, or the thought process is, hey, if KP was there, we could have done this. Now he's back. If Luka didn't have this left ankle injury, we could have probably been better. So guys are really living off that. And these other teams are coming in prepared. They're not just the sorry-ass Dallas Mavericks. They're the Mavericks with MVP candidate Luka Doncic and with KP. And they're getting a lot of hype. So we want to come in and beat these guys. And they are giving guys best effort. And like I told you, we're getting hit in the mouth. Philadelphia looked no further than the Sixers game the other night. We got punched in the mouth early.
Hey. Look no further than tonight.
Well, you got a couple of games over the past week. You don't even have to think back that far. Every time we've gotten hit in the mouth, this team has not been able to respond. Be it tonight against the Knicks, Julius Randle just kept punching us in the mouth. We had no answer. We didn't try to duck anything. We didn't try to throw punches back. We just kept getting beat up. The Sixers did the same thing. The Spurs outplayed us. And truthfully, the Grizzlies outplayed us. Everybody wants to celebrate Luka with the little lucky one-hand shot. That's all fine and dandy, and it's cute. It looks good for ESPN. But you, me, and everybody else that really watches this team play, we know this team has not been playing well over the past week, man. They have not been playing well, and it's starting to manifest itself. We've lost 4 of 6. People need to let that sink in.
Oh, have I got something for you? Hold on. I'm about to say this. I'm about to put this on the screen. Somebody just sent me this. Just now on my Facebook. You need to see this, Billy. Okay. When I tell you that people told us he was not a good fit here. Okay. I want you. Hold on. It didn't save. Hold on. Let me save it again. Hold on. Stop doing it. I need you to see this. Did it load up already? Oh, don't do this to me. It's not letting me load it up. Okay, fine. I'll do this number.
And you know what? While we're figuring that out, Walt, Mike brought up another very valid point. This team, well, we're just not that talented, man. Outside of Luke and KP, like you say, Tim Hardaway Jr. can't be your third best player. I don't think so. On a team, if you're trying to win big, I don't think he can be your third best player. Maxi Kleber is, you know, like he said, the eighth man on a really good basketball team. You're supposed to be playing like spot minutes.
Okay, I figured out here. I figured out what his here is. I want you to read this live from what was just sent to me. Okay. This is what was said from Mike Fisher about Julius Randle. To show you that we're not lying, folks, that we're not making stuff up. I want you to read this.
Okay, let me see. All right.
Julius Randle might end up being a Dallas Maverick target, but I'm told Mavs are aiming much higher than that tucked in here.
Hold
on. And then that's
might
when they
end up being a
officially
Dallas target, but I'm hoping Mavs are aiming much higher.
And then after that, hold on. And then right after that, that was 5/26/18. When did this deal happen? I think a couple days after that, the Mavericks signed Dwight Powell to a contract extension worth $33 million.
Let's get to what's going on. There's a whole bunch of nothing going on up there in that front office, man.
We forgot to do this. Let's look at this Dodo press conference real quick.
All right, Dorian, ready?
Ready.
All right, Brad, go ahead, please.
Hey, Dorian, what do you think has happened to that momentum you guys had when you had the 5-game winning streak? And specifically, why can't you guys gain any traction at home, you think?
I'll just say we got to pick it up on, that first quarter. We got to start coming out a little better. When it's easy for us to score, just trading baskets, that's never a good sign for us. We just got to step it up defensively. Julius had one of them nights. He had 6 threes. It's tough. They was a better team tonight.
All right, Dwayne.
Yes, Dorian. With Julius, you guys held Randle down up in New York to 14 points. He had 15 in the first quarter tonight. What was he doing in particular where you guys wasn't able to slow him down tonight?
When he making shots, he just become an all-around threat. And tonight I think he made like his first 3 threes. That changed the way we had to guard him. And he did a good job of getting to his sweet spots. He also found shooters and cutters. D Rose also played good off the bench, and they were just the best team tonight. We cut it down that third quarter, then they made a little run at the end. We just ain't never bounced back. I mean, the beginning of the fourth. And they made a little run beginning of the fourth, and we ain't never recovered.
Eddie?
Dorian, I know you've guarded Randle in the past. What is it now that makes him tougher than he used to be?
When he obviously stepped his game. He stepped his game up, man. He's been working, and you can see it, man. He feel like a totally different player out there. I think he hit me before halftime, hit me with a tough step back 3. Probably that's not a shot that he probably would have been shooting, a couple years ago. But he got all that now.
Okay, anybody else? All right, thank you.
Hey, Billy, let me tell you something. The answer to that question that Mr. Sefko asked him. They were talking about on the broadcast, and I read this story about Julius Randle was saying something about Kobe. Why he loved Kobe so much. He said Kobe told him about putting the work in or whatever. That story about they're finding he's finding a gym whenever he lands to go work on his game. And you are seeing the product of that on the court now with his game over the past couple of years.
Yeah. But I mean, and it's a great story. But here's the thing: it could be benefiting us, unfortunately. We don't believe in that type of stuff. You know what, man? I tell you what. The only way the Mavericks can make good on anything that we're trying to do around here, man, they really got to go like balls to the wall, man, and really like stop playing games, stop trying to do this whole, we're going to only if it's a good deal, this, that, and the other, man. Go get good basketball players, stockpile them, make trades. I know you don't have a lot of tradable assets, but like Mike said, you may have to let Tim Hardaway Jr. walk, man. You can't get caught up in the fact he's a fan favorite. You might have to let him walk. Let him go find his money somewhere else, okay? We need better. We got to upgrade that. Now, it doesn't make sense to let guys go and then sit there and then hold on to money and be cheap. If you're not spending it on those guys, go get clear upgrades. We need to know that next year, okay, THJ isn't here, but we're okay with that. You know why? Because we went and got a guy that we feel like is really better. Okay, Dorian Finney Smith, he's not getting those same minutes anymore. We like him, but you know what? We clearly upgraded that position. KP isn't here. Okay, we might not be able to upgrade that position fully because KP is a very talented player. But this is what the plan is. The Mavericks have to have a concrete plan that we're trying to follow and stick to it, man. Restack, get yourself some draft picks, man. Get in that draft, start building with some young talent. Add to Luka, get some key veterans over here, and let's go do something, man. I know you're of the mindset that it doesn't matter and Luka's not going anywhere, but I'm telling you, Walt, if you keep dogging a player like this the way they're doing and playing with his career the way they're doing right now, as I see it, man, he's not gonna have no choice but to walk in there to Mark Cuban and those guys and be like, hey, man, look, it's got to be this or I'm out. Period. Guys don't. When you're a winner like that, you don't like to just sit there and just, okay, well, I made it to the NBA. I'm okay with losing all the time. No, this guy wants to win.
Well, before we get out of here, let's go over to the numbers real quick. We like the stats and the facts. As I said earlier, Dorian Finney-Smith gave you 13 points. Maxey gave you 6 points tonight, 28 minutes. Big Stops gave you 23 and 12 in 38 minutes tonight, Billy.
I'll take that.
23 and 12. Yep. Luka also played 38 minutes. He gave you 22, 19, and 8. Almost triple-double.
Yeah.
Kick Doors gave you 14 points tonight. Okay. All right. That's an improvement.
I don't think I ever saw the ball go in the basket when he had it tonight.
Tim gave you 16 tonight, 24 minutes. Here's a concerning part right here. Jalen Brunson, 6 points, 17 minutes. J.J. Redick gave you 9 points again in 17 minutes, and Dwight Powell gave you 10 minutes and 2 rebounds and 0 points.
I don't know what you're supposed to do with that. You're not going to beat good teams like that. You're not even going to beat average.
You're not going to beat bad teams with that. As you see, you barely beat Memphis with that. You just got lucky with a shot at the end.
Walt, this is why I was telling you the other day, man. I knew this was going to happen. The Mavericks have not been playing well. Everybody knows this. Anybody who's really a Mavs fan, they know the Mavericks have not been playing well over the past week and a half, to be honest with you. Okay. I hated the fact that, I didn't hate the fact that we won the game, but I hate that we won the game the way we did against the Grizzlies because there was so much energy and electricity in that moment that people were going to overlook what happened for the duration of that game. We should have not won it. We should not have won that game. Granted, we did. We got lucky. Whatever you want to call it, it is what it is. You take that win for the sake of the standings, but Walt, we cannot let that cover up what happened. We had that, and then I heard Harp on the Bally's broadcast tonight. He's like, I didn't think the Mavericks would have an emotional letdown or whatever. For what? We didn't beat anybody. It wasn't some profound game. We didn't beat the Lakers with LeBron and AD. Okay, we didn't beat the Sixers. We didn't beat a good team. We beat a team that's below us in the standings, and they're not really all that good. And they really outplayed us the whole night. We just lucked up and hit a shot at the end. Okay, so people wanted to hide behind that. Like I told you, they get on Twitter and, I took all the slander. Man, you're just a Mavs hater, man. How can you call yourself a Mavs fan? Because anytime you speak about anything realistic, you're wrong. People want to live.
Sound like taking a shot at my guys. Sound like taking a shot at my guys. The MFFLs. Watch it, pal. I don't come after you. I don't come after your guys, Cowboy Nation, like this.
Well, you come after them all you want to, because I'm not affiliated. So I'm not affiliated with those guys. There's a difference between Cowboys fans and Cowboys Nation. Okay, Cowboys Nation is very fickle. I'm not involved with those guys.
Well, Billy, we will be back here on Sunday, it looks like, because the Mavericks are going to be taking on, who is that? The Sacramento Kings at 6:30. And then we'll be back on a Wednesday night. So can we get a dub against the Kings?
I don't even want to predict it. I'll have an answer for you.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't. They should be able to, but De'Aaron Fox is a beast. Buddy Hield is a beast. He can shoot the ball.
This is one of those teams that run and gun that I keep warning you about. You got to be careful with these games. You better get your track shoes on.
And when these guys run, their guys run straight to the 3-point line, and they have shooters.
Yes. And De'Aaron Fox, he's going to the basket. He runs to the basket.
Yeah, he's running to the basket, but Buddy Hield going to a corner. What's that other kid's name that was supposed to go to Milwaukee? He runs to he was going to go to Milwaukee, but the deal fell through or whatever.
Bogdanovich.
Yeah, he's a shooter. These guys are going to run that 3-point line. They will shoot you out of the gym if you're not careful. Mavericks better be prepared. Well, if they don't come out and play with great energy and get a win against the Kings, and I'm not talking about just escaping. I'm talking about looking very good while doing it, man. Man, we're going to be in trouble. I see what John put down here. Exactly. They don't like me to criticize Luka. I told you, he's Teflon, man. You can't say anything about him. There are people on Twitter. I was just looking just a second ago. Oh, man, how can you say that? He had 18 assists. It's not his fault. Yeah, but I also watched the fourth quarter. There wasn't much going on. He didn't give me
What do you like
much.
that comment? Empty calories? Empty calories is what it is.
Oh, but they like empty calories, man. Because guys like numbers. Guys like numbers. They can't see how the numbers equate to a win. They only they hate low numbers. Luka has a game where he scores maybe 20 points and has 7 assists and 6 rebounds, and other guys get involved, and you have 4 or 5 guys in double figures, and they win. They don't want to win like that. They only want to win with Luka scoring 35, 17 assists, 14 rebounds, and the Mavericks barely win or escape, flukishly. That's what we appreciate here. And we'll continue to lose and not do anything while we're doing that. They got to make a change.
All right, so we'll be back here. We'll be back here Sunday night, getting ready for the Mavs Kings post game show. I want to thank everybody who joined us, especially Mike Bacsik for joining us on the broadcast and talking Mavs with us. But yeah, man, hope you feel better from that. Oh wait, we got one late right here. Frosty Nuggets. Powell is trash.
Well, out of everything that happened, y'all wanted to go and bag on Dwight Powell.
He did give you 0 points in 10 minutes and 2 rebounds. So
well, it's not always going to work out for you, man.
All right. Well, yeah, man. So we're gonna be back on Sunday night. Like we always say, always do what's best for business. And if we don't see you around, then we'll see you around.